today we are going to discuss first of all what does it mean or what does the language mean. Then next, okay, why English is important in your life. Okay, so we are going to discuss. So first of all, I would like to start. So I want to ask you, what does the language mean? What is your opinion when we hear the word language? Which thoughts come in your mind? Language, any language, not English language, any language.
Language means which can, if you want to communicate someone, then it's
Hmm.
easier way to understand each other feelings and what the person thinking about it, about
Right,
ourselves or
right.
anything.
Okay, good, very
Sir,
nice.
actually, it is a medium.
Hmm.
Through that we can communicate to the other. Through that we can express our feelings to the other.
Okay, okay.
Sir, language means if you know more languages, it means two or three languages or many more languages. Then you will get more knowledge. You will get more confidence, and if you are talking with another person in their language,
Mm-hmm.
then you will get a knowledge plus what is their culture, what is their lifestyle. That
Right.
knowledge you will get.
Yeah. Next, Sonali,
Yes, sir.
language means.
Language, it's a kind of mediator between two person. We can share our feelings. We can understand their feelings, exchange knowledge,
Hmm.
feelings. So we can. Basically, a language is work as a mediator between two person.
Right, right. Okay, very good. Rupali.
So language is actually you have communicate, uh, yeah, and expanded our knowledge without any language,
Hmm.
because
We
uh,
cannot communicate with everyone without the language.
without the language, because
Hmm.
more job opportunity are available for any languages.
Right. Okay. Okay. Next, Parul.
Language is the way where we can communicate our thoughts, our things, how what we can do, how we can do, what we should do.
Right. Okay. So means language is the basically medium by which we express ourselves. We share our thoughts, opinions in spoken words. In spoken words, and also in sign means if we say this thing means or if we make this sign, so it means by. So means there are also sign languages are there. Okay. So now tell me means do you know how many means where and in how many countries English language is spoken? If you have any idea, and how many people okay speak English, or how many people learning English?
Okay, I
No, sir.
actually I don't have that
Hmm.
basic knowledge, but
Okay,
today we can see worldwide their English becomes a global language.
right.
If we see all over the America and even England, even in Africa.
Yeah. So now let's discuss the why English is important in our personal and professional life. So everybody will have to mention one point, and you have to explain that point in detail. Okay. Suppose someone says interviews. So you have to explain in detail why English is important for interview. Suppose there is one housewife, why English is important for that homemaker or housewife. Suppose a business person, why English is important for that business person or businessman or businesswoman. Understood? So you have to mention one point and you have to explain that point in detail. Okay. So who would like to start?
Okay, sir, I will start.
Yes, Pradeep.
Okay, as I said, uh, I want to work in IT sector as a front-end developer.
Right.
So it's not necessary just about it's not about just interview, but also the workplace where I will connect with my colleagues and with team. So the basic language is there to talk in English. Okay. Otherwise, there are also some foreign clients also there.
Right.
So if I want some better career in IT sector, then I have to be
Okay.
like
You have to
strong
communicate.
command on English. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Actually, sir, it said that the most of the means most of the clients which is from abroad, so we have to talk to him in English. But if we see that most of the people who are from southern part of the India, they don't have a kind of the any Hindi knowledge.
Right.
They have just a native language knowledge,
Yeah,
and
they speak
they
their
have some.
mother tongue.
Yes, but
Like,
people like us, it's very difficult to communicate with them in
right.
Tamil or Telugu. So at that time, we have to talk with him or her in English. So
Hmm.
I think this is another
So
point.
English, so that time English is the only option
Yes, English is only one
in which we
option
can
to communicate
communicate
with
with
them.
those people,
Yes,
Yeah.
South Indian people. Yes.
yes.
So yeah, we are talking about the IT sector. Okay. So is there any another reason in which IT sector or English is important in IT sector?
Yes, sir. I think as they said, everyone's are taking interview in English because everyone know, and nowadays everyone wants to learn English to become more productive. Because if nowadays the thing is this mentality is, if you don't know English language,
Hmm. Hmm.
you can't do anything.
Okay.
So because of that, everyone wants to learn English, so that's why in interview they check how they can speak, or how they can communicate with other
Right.
people in English.
Hmm.
They check knowledge about English, and after joining means some scenario means some company
Situations.
scenarios
Hmm.
situations is to communicate with a foreign client. And in most of the in IT sector, meetings are
Hmm.
held
Conducted.
in
Held.
conducted in English language. So the team leader or the manager, like
Right.
so that's why English is important. And as you mentioned few minutes ago, that because of that mail, we have to write at least two
Mails.
or three
Hmm.
lines, to I means to
In
give
few lines.
whatever
Hmm.
whatever I do in a whole day, what I
Right.
did. So we have to tell that in that two or three lines messages in English.
Right.
So I think basically in IT sector, other language like means coding language and English language,
Hmm.
only both language are very important.
Right. So you can make your career.
So you can
Okay.
make
So
some
hmm.
people says Hindi or
Hmm.
English, but I mean Marathi,
Hmm.
but most of the people talk in English.
Right. So Ahila ma'am, would you like to add something?
Yes,
Hmm.
I think for my point of view, English is important for interview.
Hmm.
That is one more example. I think in IT sector, there are many like it means Gujarati, South Indian, Maharashtrian, all cultures
Hmm.
people are there.
Right.
So if and if they communicate in English, they will get
Hmm.
uh, proper communication.
Hmm.
Because if Gujarati, Marathi, all the people, if they talk in
Use
their
yeah own language.
use their own language, then that South Indian people I know, they know proper Hindi also. They don't know proper Hindi.
Right.
They don't talk in Hindi. They just talk in their own language and English language. So it is very easy for everyone to talk in English and understand uh, everyone, or understand their feelings, understand their whatever work or whatever they do with everyone, so that it get easy to everyone.
Right. Good. Very nice. Sanket, do you want to say something? Why English is important?
Yes, sir. Actually, I want to say something. Actually, sir, first of all, point. Most of the IT companies are taking their interviews in English. I have also given interviews in English. So because there is a reason, actually, the most of the clients of this company are belong to the from abroad, or we can say that out of the country. So at that time, we have to communicate with them in English. So there is no option in front of you to communicate with them. So in the interview time, interviewer want to check our communication skills. How will we able to communicate with them?
Right.
So at that, I think this is the main reason to examiner want to check our English in interview. That's why interviewer taking their interviews in English.
Okay. See, in means native speakers means the countries in which their mother tongue is English, like UK, America, Australia. Okay. So there are means the people who speak English, so their mother tongue is English. So they are called native speakers. Understood? So for them, English is a language, but in India, it is a skill. Am I right or wrong? Okay,
Yes,
so you
actually.
are able to speak in English means you have that skill. So now I would like to also add few points. See, suppose you have completed your graduation or post graduation, okay, and also you have completed your any technical course or IT course, and you are good in that. You have 90%, 95%. But what happens, as you know, in companies, interviews are taken only in English languages. Means most of 90% in 90% companies, even you have good technical knowledge about your that IT courses, even if you have good percentage in your academics, but at the time of interview, if you are unable to share or express that knowledge, so you will not be selected. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Suppose I am an HR, and suppose Parul has a good academic score and she has a good technical knowledge, but she is means she is not able to speak in English. I can't hire her. Why? If I give her an opportunity and if she joins my company, and after joining, if she is not able to speak with her seniors, juniors, or clients in English, so no one will blame her. Everyone will blame her, or my senior will call me. So how did you hire that Parul? Even she doesn't know how to write an email. Understood? So it happens in the industry. So what I will prefer, so apart from your academics and technical skill, also it's my responsibility to check how much you are able to speak, at least on an average you are able to speak in English or not. Okay, so now tell me one thing. Suppose I don't know English, I don't know Hindi, I am not able to speak English and Hindi, and I can speak only in Marathi. Obviously we must have pride of our regional language or our mother tongue. Okay, but I want to ask you, so I'm not able to speak in Hindi or English, so where I can work?
On body language.
No, where I can work means geographical area. I'm not able to speak
Okay, in
English.
Maharashtra.
Only
In
means
Maharashtra
i
only.
can i
Right.
can work only in those companies where generally their entire work is going on in Marathi language generally. Okay, so I can work only in Maharashtra. Okay, if I am able to speak in Hindi, then where can I work? I can
One
work,
all over
I
India.
can work overall the India. But
Overall.
yeah,
Overall
but
India,
if I
yes.
can speak English, so I can work anywhere in the world. Am I right or wrong? I mean, if
Right.
you
Yes.
think that sir, there are some Japan, then Norway, then China, then other countries where English is not spoken, but still,
Yeah.
even I start working there, like Germany, but their people also communicate in English language. Understood? Okay.
Yes.
So now, next point, why English is so we have discussed right now from interview perspective and IT sector. Once you join any company, okay, why English is important. So apart from this, what is another reason why English is important?
As per perspective, if I'm talking about housewife, so I can uh, there are so many women, they can use of English, they can improve their children's language, they can
Hmm,
take study classes.
right.
So no, there is no need to go tuitions, because there is overall syllabus in English language
CBSE
in
board.
CBSE board, and we can say MP
Ah,
board also
semi
working
English, or also
semi English.
students
So
study in English. Yes.
yes, so if we know about English and we can communicate English, we can understand English, so we can easily take classes and
Okay, yeah. So Parul, I would like to correct few mistakes, okay? Because generally most of the students make such kind of mistakes. So as you have mentioned, women's, right? So see, whenever there is a single, so that time it is called woman, WOMAN, and WOMEN. It is the plural form, but its pronunciation is not women. Its pronunciation is women. Did everyone understand? Women, woman, women, and child and children, not children's. So children is already a plural word, and singular a child. And also likewise, peoples. Many students say, but peoples is the wrong word. People is already plural. Understood? Hmm? So man, men, woman, women, a child, children, and people. Okay, very good. So you have mentioned that why English language is important from housewife or homemaker perspective. So yes, next, why means everybody has to speak on this point. Okay, housewife. Ahila madam,
Sir, uh, housewife, my housewife,
English.
important to talk in English, because if you are not talking in English, or if you are going to school for PTM, or that time you will get very embarrassed. You will feel very um,
Embarrass. Right,
that time. And the second thing, if your child's uh, another friend or their parent, they are very educated or they are
right.
talking in English,
Hmm.
if that time you are talking in Hindi or Marathi with that people, that time you also feel very bad and your child also
Right.
feel very bad. And sometimes it happen that child say like, mama, why you are not talking in English? If you are explain to your child, I am a Marathi medium student or something, but they can't understand what is
Right.
Marathi medium student.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
It's my own experience.
because they are school going students.
Yeah, they are
So
school going
we
students.
cannot
And
explain them these things.
yes, and nowadays, what is Marathi medium? That is, it means that children, they can't understand and they don't know what is Marathi medium.
Right.
It's my own experience.
Yeah, because since childhood
Yeah,
they have been
yeah,
going to English medium
going
schools.
to English medium, and since it means by birth they are listening English,
English,
or
right,
they are talking with their friends in English,
right,
and online, they know social media, so they watch only English movies, they watch English video, they
so
watch
basically they have surrounded themselves with English language. That's why
yes.
they don't.
So that's why housewife also, it's a today's lifestyle, need of today's lifestyle.
So English is important for
English
housewives.
is important for everyone.
Right. Yeah, Sonali. So what is your opinion? Why English is important for housewives?
Yes, sir. See, for day-to-day life, everyone use English language for sending a letter from any
Hmm.
like
Letters or mails?
letters.
Letters.
Means from
But nowadays,
LIC means like
official letters
official
or
letters, right?
applications. Suppose if you
Ha,
want
ha,
to apply somewhere,
right.
right?
So if you don't know the English that way, you
Right.
can't read that, you can't understand, you can't feel that form, or
Hmm.
you can't
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, means you mean to say, suppose there is a housewife and she wants to open a bank account or she wants to close bank account or
right,
somewhere she has to apply.
right.
So that
So
time English is
that time
important.
English is important, because but in bank there is a
Yeah,
other
in our
language like Hindi or Marathi, but from LIC or any
no,
corporate
most
company.
of the banks means we have to write that application. Means we can write. There are all options are available. But
Huh,
if we write in English, so it will be good for us. We can
right.
we can apply in Marathi, Hindi, any
Huh.
language.
And if she go going to the for going shopping or somewhere, and if they don't know, if some friend
So opposite person is speaking English,
speaking English, but she can't give any
proper answer.
response.
Yeah, means let's take
Or
example about the in schools parents and teachers meeting.
teachers said. And
Okay.
for the shopping means, if you go in mall, and
Yeah,
most of
in mall,
people
multiplexes,
multiplexes, and in some restaurant too,
right?
if they speak means, if they ask us, what
Yeah,
would you like to
what would you
order,
like
some
to
kind of,
have? Yes,
so they ask in English, but we can't,
reply
or
that time.
that
So,
why
yes,
housewife can't
reply.
give answer in English, so that time that very awkward
Yeah,
movement
we
for
have
that person.
right. So that's why
So
also English is important.
important.
Yeah, Sanket.
Yes, sir. Actually, I continue with the topic of Ayla and ma'am and Parul. Actually, they said that most of the parents put their child in English medium. So at that time, we have to communicate with them in English because it is not worthwhile to communicate in Marathi or regional language because we put in English medium because to improve their English or to improve their communication skills. And I would like to continue Sonali topic as well.
Hmm.
I think most of the messages, as we can see that most of the messages from banking do not share KYC, do not share
Right.
like
OTPs.
OTP. So at that time, not only our housewife, actually we should aware
Everyone.
about these messages. So at that time, it is compulsory for us to know English language
Right.
because as we can see that most of the bank messages are in the English
English
form.
language. Yeah.
So yes, that's the
So
point.
from that perspective, so if there is any housewife, she must have enough knowledge about the English.
Yes, sir.
Pradeep, would you like to add why English is important for housewife?
Actually, everyone cover the all points, but I want to share that a moment when I watched that movie, English.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sridevi's
at
one.
the in the last scenario in climax when Sridevi is traveling with in a aeroplane and he
Actually,
asks
I
for a
wanted
newspaper.
to watch this movie, but I have not watched this movie.
Yeah, it's a
English,
fantastic
English.
movie, sir.
Okay,
It's actually they showed a great journey how he learned the English.
right.
Uh, we saw that many times. If you are a weak in some point, if you are we are weak in English, sometimes when we try to communicate in a group, at that
Right,
time the people try to feel us down,
right. Let us
and
down. They let us
yeah,
down.
let us down.
Hmm.
And when we can speak English confidently, at that time, no one can raise a finger against us. And at that movie, in the climax, when she asked for a Hindi newspaper to that air hostess,
Hmm.
and she said no, but her husband and her child look at her like
Hmm.
that she can.
Why did she? Miss, why did she ask for Hindi newspaper
Yeah, she asked for Hindi newspaper, but also she
in
asked
English?
that in English.
Okay.
So that's why they actually surprised that she could also
How she
speak
could
in
speak
English.
in English, or how
Yeah,
she could ask?
yeah.
Okay, right.
So that's how I think that's why it's also important. If suppose a housewife can learn English, then that can be a proud moment for their family also.
Yes.
It
Okay.
means, sir,
That's
because of English, she don't doesn't know English. She never get respect from his husband,
Right.
and after he learn English, after that she get respect from his family.
Okay. So considering this point, I would like to add one example. So we had a one student. Okay, means she was a housewife and she joined our academy, and her husband was working in IT sector. So he was able to speak in English, but he didn't know that there were many mistakes or grammatical mistakes, technical things. For example, he has. So what happened? She continued our courses. She completed our foundation and knowledge course. So one day her husband said while speaking, he have a mobile. So her means our student, she corrected his mistake. No, he have is a wrong. He has. So there was a debate between them. Understood? Means see, uh, means there are many people speak in English, but that doesn't mean they speak in a right manner. Okay. And when, as you know, okay, means you also have completed foundation knowledge, so our grammar is, means when we speak, so we should try to speak at least in a right manner. Obviously mistakes are the part of speaking. Okay, so with this housewife perspective, I would like to add one more point. Let's take example about the Maharashtra. There are many Maharashtrian people, community, parents. Okay, nowadays trend is that everyone is taking admission for their children or child in English medium school, right? Most of the people, or in we can say the in rural as well as in urban areas as well. Okay, but what happens, parents are not able to communicate in English language, and they are taking admissions for their children in English medium schools. So after fifth or sixth, when those school going students are able to speak in English, okay, so that time what happened, those parents feel embarrassed because suppose there is an assignment or homework is given in the schools. Okay, so that time parents are not able to take their studies. So that's why if there is any housewife and if she has completed her graduation, so she should learn English, so by which she can at least communicate with their children in English, or she can understand, okay, what is going on in the schools, because most of the time there are some instructions written on their cards or last page in notebooks, okay, for their parents. So that's why for a housewife, even she doesn't want to work in any IT sector or in anywhere, but somehow she is able to speak in English, by which she, while taking studies or while speaking with in the parents and teachers meeting, so she should be able to speak at least on an average English. Okay, yeah. So next reason or why English is important. So we have discussed about the IT sector, then interviews from housewife perspective. Now let's talk about the business.
Sir, because if you have your own business, then there is a lot of written work or reading work, or you have to send email, you have to handle so many documents, you have to read so many documents, or bank related work, agreements, and bank related work. There is a lot of bank related work also.
Right.
So it is very necessary to proper English. If you are communicate with in English, your deal, you are communicate with any another businessman.
Right.
That time, if you are communicating in English, or you uh, uh, put it your points in proper way in English, or if you are read that and if you are getting any deal,
Right.
that time also it is English is very necessary. Or everyday transaction or bank related papers, or that documents,
It should be updated.
that all are in English nowadays. That and bank people also communicate in English.
Right.
So it is very important. And every if any tender, if you want to fill up any tender or any
Right.
document, that time English is very important.
So I think we should clap for everyone that, okay. So everybody clap for everyone.
Yes,
Clap it,
definitely.
clap it.
Yes,
So shall we
Yes.
stop
Sure.
today?
yes, sir.
Sure, sir.
Okay, bye bye. Have a
Yes.
great day.